Hello everyone. In this lesson we will study the preparation and requirements for disassembling the cross-sliding table. In enterprises, equipment installation is a crucial position. When engaging in related work, before installing equipment, you are often faced with a pile of components and an equipment drawing placed before you. To perform the installation correctly, you must not only be able to interpret the drawings but also use appropriate tools to position the components correctly. Our task in this lesson is to disassemble the section framed in red in Diagram A and expose the base plate section shown in Diagram B. Next, we will conduct this learning through the following content. Through this lesson, I hope everyone can correctly identify and select suitable tools for the disassembly of the cross-sliding table. You should master the proper sequence and safety protocols for disassembly and be able to describe the reassembly sequence after disassembly. Part 1. Task requirements and disassembly process. The task requirement for disassembling the cross-sliding table is to use the correct tools and disassemble the table in a standardized manner. Before disassembling the equipment, we need to examine the assembly diagram of the feeding components, cross-sliding table, from the comprehensive mechanical assembly and adjustment training device for this task. This involves understanding the assembly technical requirements, grasping the assembly relationships, and recognizing the roles of the parts. When disassembling the cross-sliding table, follow the sequence and operating principles for disassembling and assembling mechanical components. Specifically, during disassembly, disassemble external parts first, then internal parts. And disassemble assemblies first, then individual components. During assembly, assemble the last disassembled parts first, and the first disassembled parts last. Additionally, use appropriate tools for disassembly. Avoid methods like large component, small tool, using small tools for large components. Small component, large tool, using large tools for small components. Using pliers instead of wrenches, or chisels instead of screwdrivers. Safety is paramount during the disassembly process. Avoid having mechanical components strike hard objects during disassembly and assembly. Above all, ensure safety first. Part 2. Preparation work and tool selection for equipment disassembly. This task consists of two main aspects: preparation work and disassembly of the cross-sliding table. Before disassembling equipment, conduct a comprehensive assessment of the equipment's condition. Disassembling malfunctioning equipment and debugging it afterward makes troubleshooting more difficult. Therefore, before disassembly, inspect the mechanical component's operational status, such as whether rotating parts are flexible or moving parts are smooth. If the equipment passes these checks, disconnect the power supply and air source before proceeding with disassembly. Also, document the self-inspection results. Before disassembling the equipment, study the technical documents provided with the general electromechanical equipment. Disassemble according to the assembly relationships. Select disassembly tools as needed based on the disassembly steps. After using the tools, arrange them neatly. Part 3. Equipment disassembly implementation. During disassembly, Step 1. Observe the connection between the cross-sliding table and the motor. Disconnect the switch between the cross-sliding table and the cable. Step 2. Use a Phillips screwdriver to loosen the bolts connecting the cable channel, drag chain channel, and cross-sliding table. Step 3. Loosen the bolts securing the two electromagnets. Step 4. Remove the fixing bolts between the proximity switches and the cross-sliding table. Then disassemble the 3 proximity switches. Step 5. Use an internal hex wrench to remove the 16 stainless steel internal hex screws connecting the cross-sliding table and the leveling blocks. Step 6. Use an internal hex wrench to remove the 4 stainless steel internal hex screws securing the cross-sliding table and the nut base. Then you can disassemble the cross-sliding table. Important note: the cross-sliding table is very heavy. When disassembling the table, at least 2 students should lift it together. Place it carefully on the tabletop and pay close attention to safety. After disassembling the cross-sliding table, keep the 4 leveling blocks on the slider properly stored. Remove burrs, rust, chips, and grease from the disassembled parts as needed. Points to note during disassembly. 1. Understand the disassembly requirements and content clearly. 2. Do not scatter or mix up disassembled screws, washers, and spacers. Place them in empty compartments for easy use during reassembly. 3. Neatly arrange the disassembled parts in the turnover box and classify them appropriately. 4. Pay attention to the length of the screws during disassembly and ensure that parts are reassembled exactly where they were removed from. 5. Follow operating norms and arrange tools properly. Final thought exercise. If you need to reinstall the disassembled cross-sliding table, briefly describe the reassembly sequence. Through this lesson, we not only mastered the techniques for disassembling the cross-sliding table, but also learned how to understand equipment structure based on assembly drawings, correctly select and use tools, and ensure safety and efficiency during disassembly and assembly processes. Remember, each disassembly and assembly operation deepens your understanding of the equipment and enhances your skills.